Hello students, today we will discuss the questions of an elementary school classroom in a slum, and we will start by the questions think it out. And the first question is, tick the item which best answers the following. The tall girl with her head weighed down means जो लड़की लंबी सी लड़की क्लास में है वो अपना सर झुका करके बैठी है. What does it mean? She is ill and exhausted. Second option is her has her head bent down with shame or has untidy hair. So according to me, first one should be the answer, is ill and exhausted. While teaching the poem, I told you that she might be feeling ashamed also. But if we have to choose out of these two, ill and exhausted and bent with shame, we should choose one first, ill and exhausted. Second question is, the paper seeming boy with rat's eyes means the boy is sly and secretive, thin, hungry and weak, unpleasant looking. So I taught you that the boy was as thin as paper. He was as white as paper. So it shows that he was undernourished. And rat's eyes, he was hungry, he was in search of food. So second option should be the answer, thin, hungry and weak. The stunted, unlucky heir of twisted bones means that boy had got disease in inheritance. Means he had inherited the disease. So first option is the answer. Has an inherited disability. His eyes live in a dream. Squirrel's game in the tree room. Other than this means there are three options: full of hope in the future, mentally ill, distracted from the lesson. So according to me, A and first and third both have the potentially to be the answer of this question. What does the poet want to tell us in the poem? That the boy is full of hope. He is dreaming. His eyes live in a dream. Dream means you are hopeful when you have dream. And squirrel's game in the tree room. Other than this means he is distracted also. So if we have to choose out of these two, uh, I think I will choose full of hope in future. But distracted is also, so out of these two options there should be only one. So I am also confused with this question, full of hope. Let if we should go with full of hope or we should go with distracted from the lesson. So according to me, this should be the answer. But in many books, this is the answer. So we will discuss it later. The children's faces are compared to rootless weeds. This means they are insecure, are ill-fed, or are wasters. Basically, the children are like weeds, means they are not needed in the society. But they are ill-fed, cannot be taken as answer. Are insecure, they are insecure, it can be taken. But wasters can't be the answer, because wasters are those people who waste the money and the resources, जो चीज़ों को बर्बाद करते हैं, जो ज़्यादा खर्च करते हैं, स्पेंड थ्रिफ्ट होते हैं जो, तो वेस्टर्स तो ले नहीं सकते. So insecure I think is the answer, because they are insecure, they are not needed in the society, so they are insecure. Next question is, what do you think is the color of sour cream? Why do you think the poet has used this expression to describe the classroom walls? Sour cream is the color of walls that has been mentioned by the poet. What is it? The walls are cream colored, and you know that when a wall is painted, it is bright. But as time passes, and we don't take care of that wall, it is not cleaned, or we don't take care of it, its color gets faded and dirt also sets on it. So this wall has become very dirty, it has lost its brightness, that's why it is sour green, means बहुत ही गंदी हो चुकी है. And it is because of carelessness of people towards the walls of the school. It also shows us that these children are also not being cared by the society. जैसे वॉल्स का ध्यान नहीं दिया जा रहा है वैसे ही दीवारों का भी ध्यान नहीं दिया जा रहा है. एंड दीज वॉल्स वर नॉट रीपेंटेड, इनको दोबारा पेंट नहीं किया. मीन्स इन द बिगिनिंग द स्कूल वॉज बिल्ट ऑन द डोनेशन मनी, बट आफ्टर दैट नो वन इज टेकिंग केयर ऑफ दीज वॉल्स, दिस स्कूल एंड द चिल्ड्रन. And that's why these walls have become discolored. The poet here wants to tell us that fading color of the walls is the symbol, is the means he is trying to tell us that the color of walls is as miserable as the condition of the children in this school. Third question is, the walls of the classroom are decorated with the pictures of Shakespeare, buildings with domes, world maps, and beautiful valleys. How do these contrast with the world of these children? There is a big contrast between the picture shown on the walls and the real world of these slum children. Shakespeare does not mean anything to these poor children, because Shakespeare has written about the rich people. He has written about kings, queens, prince and princesses, and he has written about the world which is beyond their limit, the children's limit. So it creates a contrast between the lives of these poor children and the lives shown by William Shakespeare by his stories. Moreover, their world is confined to dark and narrow lanes of their slum. Means their streets and their surroundings are full of limits for them. They can't go out of this area, they are trapped in it, and they have been cut off from the society. So there is no chance of them getting these kind of facilities in life which is shown by the maps and the buildings, beautiful buildings, and the valley that we read while reading the poem, that Tyrolis valley was also there in the pictures. So all these things are beyond their limit, and these things are beyond their limits, they can't get them in their lives. So it is a clear contrast between the lives of these children that is visible from the windows. उनकी खिड़की से जो बाहर नज़ारा दिखाई देता है वो डर्टी गंदी बस्ती का दिखाई देता है, गरीबी दिखाई देती है, बदहाली दिखाई देती है. बट पिक्चर्स में इतनी लाइमलाइट दिखा रखी है, इतनी खुशियाँ दिखा रखी है, इतनी सुंदरता दिखा रखी है, तो दोनों के बीच में बहुत बड़ा डिफरेंस है. Fourth question is, what does the poet want for the children of the slums? बच्चों के लिए क्या चाहता है पोइट? How can their lives be made to change? So here the poet wants that the walls surrounding these slum children should be broken. What does this mean? He wants the restrictions that have been put on these children should be broken. इनके ऊपर जो पाबंदियां लगा रखी हैं उनको तोड़ दो. There is a barrier between their world and the world of rich people. उन दोनों के बीच में एक दीवार बना रखी है, and that is the big problem for these children. ये बैरियर, ये restrictions तोड़ देनी चाहिए, and they should be removed from their surrounding and taken to green fields. They should be taken to sea beaches. They should be taken under the open sky. They should be made to run on the gold sand, and they should be taught with white leaves and green leaves. White leaves means books, green leaves means by nature, and they should be given real education. There should not be any kind of injustice to these children. They should be given all opportunities to grow up in their lives. Only then their condition can be improved. So these are the questions. I would like to give you some more extra questions, and the questions are here. What is the theme of the poem? I have already told you in the first lecture of on this poem. What is the theme of the poem? Let me tell you once again. In this poem, the poet deals with the theme of social injustice and class inequality. This is the theme: social injustice and class inequality. What is social injustice? Means समाज में इनके साथ अन्याय हो रहा है, और क्लास में इनइक्वालिटी कर रखे। एक क्लास के लोग तो बड़े अच्छे से जी रहे हैं, बट दे आर नॉट living properly. They are not able to achieve even the basic facilities of life. The poor children in the classroom are pale looking. They are very weak, and we saw that their hair is like rootless weeds, and they belong to a dirty world, and they live in cramped holes. Their homes, their huts have been compared with holes, like the holes of rats, and it is clear that their future is dark. And here the poet thinks that these poor children must be taken out of their dirty and unhygienic conditions, and they should be made to breathe in fresh and open air. They should be made to study in the lap of nature, and they should be given the chances to come out of their poverty and enjoy the life. Only then can there be any kind of change in the society. Next question is, how does the poet describe the pathetic condition of slum children in the poem? तो बच्चों की जो कंडीशन है कैसे एक्सप्रेस करता है पोएट? In the poem, the poet presents a pathetic picture of children studying in the school of this slum. And the poet is deeply moved by the plight of these children. He saw that their faces are pale and look lifeless. Means there is no energy on their faces. They are undernourished. And their hair are disorderly torn around their pallor. Means their pale face. He saw there is a tall girl who is sitting her with her weighed down head. It also shows that she is also undernourished, although she is tall, but she is studying with the small children, and it is also a matter of shame for her. That's why she is bending her head. And there is a boy who has got a disease in from his father, and he is not able to even stand up. There is another boy whose eyes have been compared with rat's eyes, and he is as thin as paper. He is as white as paper. So this is the condition of the boy in the classrooms, and the walls of that classrooms are also very dirty. They have not been painted for years. So it shows that these children are just not being cared by the society. No one is there to help them. So this is the condition. Third question, how does the poet describe the sweet young boy? There is a sweet young boy in the class, and he is sitting on the last bench of the class in the dim light, and he is unnoted. No one is looking towards him, and he does not seem interested in the lesson which is being taught in the class. And there is a there are childlike dreams in his eyes, and he's a child. There should be childlike dreams in his eyes, and he wants to get he wants to go out from this classroom, and he wants to play like squirrel in tree room. It shows that he is full of hope, and he has not been affected by the gloomy atmosphere of this classroom, and he is still dreaming. So it also shows us a kind of hope that he would be not miserable, he would not be pessimistic, he would not be affected by the miserable conditions. Next question is, what are there on the walls of the classroom? We have already discussed that there are pictures of Shakespeare's world map and other things on the walls of the classrooms, like Tyrolis Valley, and these all things are beautiful, and they instigate those children to achieve these things in their lives also. And all these things create a big contrast between these children and between the lives of these. So these walls show a complete contrast with the world of these poor children. The scene outside the windows of their classroom is completely different from the scene shown by these pictures on the walls. Fifth question is, how is the world of the children different from the world shown on the walls? We have already discussed it in the fourth question. Sixth question, who have the duty towards these poor slum children? So who have the duty? The governor, the inspector, uh, and the politicians and the visitors. They are all responsible for the development of these children, for the development of these slum children. If they don't help these poor children, their world will remain dark and unfulfilled. Means they would not get anything in their lives, and they would try to achieve their goals going after going on wrong path. And the world of the rich and the world of these poor children is completely different. So these people have the responsibility to create opportunities for these children, and give them basic facilities, give them food, so that they can be feeling nourished. And there should be medical facilities also, because they are suffering from diseases. So it is clear that they are not being cared by the society. So there should be implementation of all the laws to protect these children. Why Shakespeare weak and map a bad example? We have already discussed, but this question comes in exam so many times. That's why we should discuss it again. Shakespeare is the symbol of a rich world. What he has written in his stories is related to kings, queens, and courts of kings. He has written about love. He has written about ambition. So all these things uh, are beyond the reach of these poor slum children. Map is also a bad example for these students, because map shows them that there are so many opportunities in the world, and these opportunities are denied to the children. Their world is completely different from the world of the children, of the world shown in these maps and the picture of Shakespeare. So to show them these maps and the picture of Shakespeare is to instigate them to achieve, to fulfill their desire. They will get instigated, they will get incited, they will have to they will also try to get all these things, but they would go on wrong path. They would start stealing, they would start grabbing, they would start robbing people, and they would become criminals to achieve these all things. So it is bad, it is wicked, it is a bad example, because it will take them to a wrong path. So we have discussed all these questions, and I want you to listen them carefully, and the questions of the textbook, you will have to write them carefully. So prepare all these questions carefully. Bye students.